Hello people of the internet, it's me, that channel with everything to here. Hope you're having an awesome day in school or out of school, wherever you are. I've realized during ending a production of my newest episode for Secret of Oni, my show is very confusing. From episodes 1 and 2, even 3, and kind of 4. So, I'm here to address some of the continuity errors, and if some of them are not addressed, then some of them will be addressed in episode 5, aka the newest episode, which will either be posted today or tomorrow. Alright, let's get on with the video. Also, I'm kinda sick, and I'm tired, so bear with me here. I just woke up 5 minutes ago, and I'm recording this separately from my other audio. Or at least most of it. Enjoy the video. Now, going on to the intro of Secret of Oni episode 1. Cole has Kai's hair from seasons 1 to 7 when he's really supposed to have his own hair, Cole's own hair, which goes from also seasons 1 through 7, which is black, kind of combed to the left or right side hair, but this one's colored black, because I had yellow hair. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, this is Cole's Ninjago movie suit, when he's supposed to have a Sansagamron suit, which he still doesn't have in the show, but he will get sometime later. Then there's Ultraviolet. This is not canon, because she's supposed to have a different suit. Her SOG headquarters suit that is shown in episode 3. Now, this shot from episode 2, Oni Telltale. Jay has the wrong suit. This is his Day of the Departed suit, and not any of his season 8 spinner or Sons of Garmadon suit. Moving on to Cole. Cole's suit should not really be here because I'm using it later on in the show for a more realized point of view of Cole's powers. Also, it doesn't make sense for it to be there anyway. And with that, so does Kai's suit kind of. I mean, it looks better as a suit than Cole's does, but it's also going to be used later along with Nia's and Jay's. Nia, Lloyd, and Zane are also the only characters to have their actual suits in episodes 1 and 2, so that's pretty nice. Nia also has a backup suit, but that'll also be explained later with Cole and Kai's for right now. Lloyd doesn't necessarily have a suit, but a turbo mode, that's what I call it. It is first shown in episode 3, I'm pretty sure. I have some video footage from episodes 1, 2, and 3 with plot holes I'd like to show you in them. Here it goes.
Oh, we're too late. Oh my gosh. He has 4 arms. Like that's new. Yeah, we already had to face Garmadon with 4 arms. Well, this will be a piece of cake. That isn't right. Shing! Oh, jeez. Guys, get ready. We are ready. Are you ready? I'm getting ready. Oh, jeez. Get ready to ninja, go away forever. Shing. So let me get this straight. This Oni mask has the power to give people 4 arms. That's what it looks like.
As you can see from those images, Mr. E evolves inside of his transformation because he wants to defeat the ninjas, not kill them, making that a continuity error. Also, sorry for these low res and very blurry images, but Mr. E, oh geez, this is a really blurry image. Anyways, Mr. E pulled out, he didn't pull out. The mask had 2 claws instead of 1. And he had 4 arms instead of 2. Now, if I was remastering this, it would be defeat, so Mr. E wouldn't necessarily need full power. I mean, it depends. It's 6-1. Mr. E isn't super skilled, or at least as skilled as the ninjas, so this is probably still relevant, but I most likely would not have given him the 2 claws. Because usually, now when I do that, it's depending on how and what the SOG want to do. That's how much power will go into their transformations. Like for example, in this photo of Ultraviolet from the thumbnail of episode 3, she didn't really need to have whatever those things are, extensions of her hair, because it's separate, I guess. I don't really know what the Lego designers were going for there. That's pretty confusing. So like, I was pretty confused on the direction where to go with that episode. So I wouldn't necessarily call that just bad writing, just really confusing designs.
Time to make my escape. Can you just talk? I think it's one of those things where he talks when he wants to talk. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
First of all, once you take off the mask, it's not supposed to still have claws on it. Second of all, Mr. E was not supposed to talk to the ninjas. He's still able to talk, but he keeps his identity from the ninjas a secret. He only talks when he's with his Sons of Garmadon members. Moving on to episode 3, continuity errors. This base is weird. I just built it so that Cole and Zane could have something to stand in. And this is not Cole's suit. Both of the ninjas should not have their mask on in this scene either way. Then we move on to Zane, which doesn't even have his proper legs for his actual Sons of Garmadon suit, for some reason. Then, moving on to Kai. Kai has his Sons of Garmadon suit in this episode, for I don't know what reason. He should have his other suit first of all. Second of all, even if he did, his arm wouldn't be ripped off of this suit, because it came with both arms. Also, if this was the case, then it would have made more sense for Kai's arm to be ripped off in this scene. That way you could have had an actual reason to have Kai not have a sleeve. Also, even if this was the case of the arm getting ripped off, it was never shown, and it was never mentioned, so it still does not count. So Kai basically has his arm ripped off for no reason. I don't mean like ripped off like the arm, I mean the sleeve, of course. Kai never even did anything to get his arm ripped off, so this design wouldn't make any sense anyway. Then there's Nia's suit, which has different hand colors for some reason. Not to mention the fact that she literally has a different suit for no reason whatsoever. Now, moving on to the part with the explosion. This filter was not even needed. It wasn't like a bomb explosion, more of a blow you back type of explosion. Plus, the Mask of Hatred does not provide a source of power unless it's being worn by somebody. So technically this explosion wouldn't even be possible, and it would not inflict as much damage as it could possibly do. This was an electrocuting zap bomb. Although the zap isn't shown, or the bomb isn't shown in this episode, it is shown in episode 3 or 4 if I'm not mistaken, as there are being decoy bombs planted around the city to mislead the other ninjas for the mask, so that they can collect the mask and separate the ninjas while they're resurrecting Garmadon. That way the ninjas won't be able to stop them. Last but not least, these suits look terrible, so I ripped them out of the show and Zane went back to the base to go get some different suits. Also, Cole's suit looks awful, and in case I wanted to add Ronin into the show, this really wouldn't fit. Plus, the other suits were better alternatives, but not very fitting with the characters, but they changed like 10 seconds through the episode, so it's not that bad. All cringy line delivery aside, that was actually pretty not that bad. Well, it's pretty bad, but like, I basically sound the same as I do from a year ago. If you actually know me in real life, or like, in case I'm like raising my voice, it'll sound really high pitched. I'm not really trying to raise my voice right now so that it could be easier to understand without me being annoying. But my voice hasn't really changed since a year ago, just letting you know.